the girls are over cleaning the boat, I'm gonna get some more of those parts together. I got the short block over there. I need to round up all the other stuff. There's 1,000 little pieces, so we got it stored in here. I chose not to do it yesterday because it was so hot. It was probably 130 inside that container. So now it's cool, let's get some parts. I'm working with 2 parts engines here, so a lot of this is duplicate, but fortunately these are all bolts. So there's a pretty good chance we're gonna have at least all the bolts we need to put it together. All right, I found my gasket. Let's see what we've got. Exhaust gaskets, head gaskets, injector O-rings, thermostat housing, exhaust manifold up pipe. Got 2 of those. We don't have any lower gaskets. We'll have to get those at Summit as well.
I don't suppose those legs were long. They were. Wow. Okay. That was exciting, babe.
Yeah.
You kind of want to see it at the bottom.
Oh, let's see the line there.
Yeah. Because we have a big shop now, we might need the big CRC parts washer.
Oh, yeah.
Got her wire brushes, her CRC parts cleaner and degreaser, her safety glasses, and she's putting her gloves on. She's gonna be scraping all the gunk off this block and gonna get it all prepped for paint, and that'll be amazing. We have Abby all set up to clean parts. She's finding what's rusty and putting it in Evaporust. And then she's gonna bring over anything that's greasy and wash it here. And that way we will be ready to assemble this engine soon. We are going to run to Summit and pick up some much needed parts. And so progress is gonna be happening on all fronts. We are so thankful for Abby's help right now. She's kind of in between work. And we were like, yeah, we can keep you busy for sure. So as y'all know, big family business here, and each one of you tuning in helps support that and encourage that, and we appreciate you.
Yep. I got my highway juice. Time to go.
Right on. Well, dang, they've got a simulator. A really cool sim. Set up inside Summit. Dude, that's rad. That is sick.
What happens if I do this?
You hit the wall. Oh, Aaron.
Power break it?
Yeah, you can in fact.
That's funny. You didn't hit anything. That was really cool.
This is awesome.
Pretty cool. Right. Can't do any worse than I did. I just hit a wall at 130.
It's paddle shifts too. Good job.
Good thing we got your mom at the shop making money so we can play.
Seriously.
Going 136. 149. 145. Dang, sis.
Now throw it in reverse.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. That's not a way.
man, those are some heavy duty hay bales.
Thought for sure.
Okay, we need one.
Yes, we do.
Yep. Gotta buy one.
Yep. Add it to the list of needs, right? Man's got his parts. Heads loaded up.
Freedom racing engines.
Freedom.
Yeah, that way we can go like super fast in our boat that weighs 10,000 pounds. Got some injectors.
We absolutely love living within driving distance of Summit Racing. It is a game changer. So amazing. The folks in there are always so helpful, and obviously, like, as a gearhead, walking into that place is like a candy store. Crazy.
I'm just getting to the shop. All the parts that Abby cleaned up look really nice. So I'm gonna roll this block over here, see if I can do some final cleaning up. She got a lot of the dirt and stuff off, but there's some rust I wanna take care of. Then we'll get the block painted up, or the short block, whatever you wanna call it. And then it's time to start baby assembling. Oh no, I need to dig my Duramax book out and make sure I get everything right. But we got those new heads, got new injectors. I'm very excited about that. Those heads, they're aluminum on a cast iron block. They were probably fine. They could certainly be taken to a machine shop and worked. But as it goes sometimes, when we're trying to get these videos out for you guys, we don't have time to take them to a machine shop, get on machine, all that. We need to get it done now. So the best option for us, especially going in the boat, I need something reliable. Best thing was get new heads. So I'm gonna drag this block over here, start working on that. At some point, we'll put the boat back in today, and we'll just start having fun. Girls will be here in probably another hour. This is a used bottom end. The truck was taken apart because it got totaled. He said the injectors are smoking a little bit, which is very common on LB7. So we're gonna leave the bottom end the way it is. We'll clean everything up, get new gaskets, new seals on everything. I have already pulled a couple of the caps off the bearings. Bearings look really good, so we're gonna leave that. Start putting this thing together. I'm excited. It's really good. Got all that old grunge off of it. Obviously I have a little bit more cleaning up to do, but we'll do that, get some paint squirted on it. It's gonna look nice with those new heads on there.
Abby did such a good job cleaning parts yesterday. She got all this done and she's cleaning more now. So yeah, I like this all hands on deck thing. It's like we all gather together and we're more efficient. It's great. Been soaking in Evapo Rust since yesterday afternoon.
More betterer.
So good.
Oh, there's one what I needed.
Perfect.
There's another one. It was not uncommon at my dad's shop for a truck to bounce around to different mechanics and then finally end up with us as a last resort in a big pile of parts. Oftentimes when it was a new release engine or something like that that people just didn't know about yet. So I'm pretty experienced at digging through piles of stuff and trying to make an engine. Oh, look in the next one.
Yeah. I love it. How many of you down in the comments section can look at a pile of bolts like this and be like, oh, that's a head bolt, that's an alternator bolt, that's an injector bolt? Tell us down in the comments how many of you are like, oh yeah, I'm one of those guys.
Kind of a unique engine where the driver's side head and the passenger side head are actually different, and the head gasket's the same way. So if you're doing one of these, pay attention to that, because I know a lot of those old junkyard dogs and hot rodders are used to the heads being the exact same, but these are not that way. So this gasket says this side up and there's an R on it. So that one goes just like that. We're not going to put anything on them because these are new gaskets. You know, a lot of people reuse MLS gaskets. They'll put something like a Permatex copper coat, but I don't think these need it. And we're not just going to assume that these are the correct ones. We're going to verify L and this side up. We're still going to look at it. Make sure our shot is straight down with that lifter. That's not being covered. Everything's good. These bolt holes, perfect. Dowel. All this looks good. Yeah, I think we can put a head on. And of course, we're going to do head studs on this thing. The instructions say that these studs should go in and be hand tight only. There's a stud right there. It appears they're all the same length, and then we got the smaller bolts. So, let's get all these in.
Summer rain. Wow. The weather is much nicer today than it has been this week. It's not roasting hot. Oh, a koozie. Oh, sure, of course.
That's better.
All right. Ooh, wait.
Blah, blah, blah. Don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot.
Oh, yeah. That is pretty.
Dang.
I feel really good about putting new heads on it. Don't have to worry about those silly injector cups that seem to leak. These are machined into the head.
Man, those are gorgeous.
This one is the driver's side. Oh, that is beautiful.
Man, that head surface is just gorgeous.
I typically mess with old worn out Duramaxes, and there's a lot of trouble with like pitting and things like that. The aluminum just gets beat up after time, electrolysis, whatever. So it's nice to see a perfectly flat one. I'm gonna set it on. I'm ready. Luckily, these aren't heavy.
Get them on your little
Yeah,
guides.
that's what I'm trying to do.
There it goes. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
All of a sudden, I'm excited.
Dude, that thing is gonna be so freaking rad.
Cool.
When the kid sees these heads, she's gonna want them for her truck too.
Well, she can have them as long as she keeps editing and working in the shop.
That's right.
A little faster than I wanted, but at least they went down flat.
It was ready to be installed.
If you're ever putting one of these on, a lot of you guys know this, but if you're putting one on without studs and it goes down quick like that, you gotta pull it back off because that corner may have hit and dented your gasket. But we got studs, so we don't look flat. Alright.
Sick.
That is beautiful. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna visually make sure my studs are all about the same height. Just to make sure it didn't get tight before it actually went all the way down. They look good to me. Yeah.
Those washers can get corroded and stuck too, right?
What'll happen is they'll, without lubricant on them, they'll stick before it's tight. So when you're tightening a head bolt and you hear it kind of crack sometimes. That's it not being properly lubricated.
Okay.
So I always like to do the washers. That way everything's sliding like it's supposed to be.
I was thinking the dissimilar metal thing against the aluminum,
yeah,
but
that's a thing too.
But the tightening makes sense.
But the primary purpose of this is to be able to tighten it and make sure we're getting the correct torque specs.
Yeah, it makes total
Easy,
sense.
brother. The original bolts on this engine, the head bolts, would have been torqued to yield. So they're designed to stretch. So you would torque it to a certain amount. It's been years since I built one, but you would torque it to a certain amount and then go like 3/4 of a turn or a half turn. These are not like that. These actually go to a specific torque. It says right there on that thing. Final torque's 125. But if we read through here, we'll get the pattern and all that.
Yep. Torque sequence.
The sequence. Just ran these nuts down and these bolts by hand. Before we do anything else, this is cheap insurance. We're gonna make sure it's sitting flat all the way around. We don't want to tighten anything until we know that it's on there right. Yep, all flat. I don't see anything kind of popping up. Looks really good. Now, I want to make sure that I have the same amount of studs sticking up on every single nut. Because if one of them's different, it means that stud didn't go all the way down in there. And that could be a major issue. Looks good on that side. Looks good. Cool, that looks great. We'll use our little torque sequence, the specs that they sent, and we'll start getting this thing torqued down. Then we can start putting more stuff on it, like the rockers, all the stuff Abby's over there cleaning. I'm excited to get this stuff stacked up.
Holy cannoli.
Right?
Don't want to get too close to it.
Don't want to get too close to it.
No.
Yep.
They're gorgeous.
Oh, nice.
That's crazy.
The kid is taking a meat stick break.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You guys, we have yet to announce. We started working with Primal Eats. We had a meeting with them the week after. I guess we talked about it in an episode. Yes, when we were doing the interior.
Oh no! Clean it. It's okay.
Pick it up. She loves these meat sticks so much she'll literally eat them after they've fallen on the ground. That's fine, it's good for her immune system. But the story is that we in fact are working with Primal Eats now. Like, they sent us a giant shipment of meat sticks and it is so exciting.
They're amazing.
This is her second one for today. She had one for lunch and breakfast, and now it's like 1 o'clock, so now it's pretty much lunch. But that is so freaking great. They are a family-owned company, just really, really great folks. We were introduced to them in Wisconsin when we went for the Iola car show, and we're so excited to work with them. And I will leave a link in the description of the video. If you want to try some, you can order some online. They'll ship them out. They are so good. Great ingredients, great protein, so healthy for our bodies, and so yummy. You will never have another meat stick.
We'll never have another Slim Jim again. They put
No,
them to
like
shame.
gas station meat sticks will just make your heart sad.
Yes.
These things rock. We love you guys at Primal Eats.
Absolutely.
Heck yes.
Last bite was a little gritty.
Last bite was gritty. That's funny. What do you think, Finley?
He's like, I would have eaten it.
Exactly.
Too slow.
Dang it, buddy. I just had a great time organizing these bolts, all the hardware. It's so fun. Oh my gosh, it's like the matching game. So satisfying. Finley was here for quality control.
This pattern looks a little funny. It's not me. I'm following a map right here. It came from ARP. I would typically go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Work it out that way. This one's kind of got me jumping down and then 2 on one side. That's not what I'm used to, but that's what the instructions say. So if you don't like the way I'm doing it, take it up to ARP. Okay, that's everything torqued to 50 foot-pounds. I'm going to turn it up to about 90. Our final torque is 125, so I'm doing 50, then 90, and then we'll get to that 125. So you can see here what I was talking about. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 over here at the bottom. The way I would normally do this is 1, 2, then I'd come back down here, 3, 4, then I'd go over here, 5, 6, like that. Like I would always be jumping across. In multiple cases, they've got 2 bolts to get it tightened on the same side of the head. They have their reasons, so I'm following their instructions, but it's just not how I'm used to doing it. I gotta believe that they're smarter than I am, so. Since these only go to 25 foot-pounds, I'm gonna wait and do those last. Okay, here's our final torque to 125. See how it feels. Now I'm gonna do what I always do. And I'm going in a line and then back around the other side. Now that they're torqued, we're just going to make sure they're where we want them to be. Make sure we didn't miss one. Okay. Now it's time to get those small ones. That's all we're gonna do today. It's about 5 o'clock. Got them torqued down. Next step is start putting push rods in, injectors, rocker arms, all that stuff. But I think we're done for the day. Abby's about done cleaning up her mess over there after getting all the parts ready. I'm gonna cover this bad boy up just to keep anything out that we don't want in there. Good night.
Sweet dreams of boating, whistling across the water.
Yep. Good morning. It's a new day. We just got done pushing the boat in. Had Emily and Abby helping me, one on each side, and man, it is a tight fit. And when you need to move over 1/2 inch, and the boat's 30 foot long, so the trailer's probably 35, it takes some doing. Yeah. I'm gonna get this uncovered. They're gonna work on the gel coat in there, get it ready to set this engine in. But I'm gonna start stacking parts on here. Got it torqued down last night. Feeling good about it, everything went together well. Sometimes when you're putting head bolts in, especially if they're old, some of them just won't feel quite right. They'll be binding up and they'll kind of pop and crack. With the new ARP stuff, it just went together well. Everything was greased and nice. So I don't remember how this goes together, to be honest with you. It's been years since I've worked on one of these. I do have a book. I've also got Google, but I'm not sure if my injectors go in first. Probably injectors, then rockers. So I'm just gonna be piecing this thing together. I didn't take this one apart, nor the other old LB7 that I've got. So it's been a long time since I've been on the internals of one of these, but an engine's an engine. We'll figure it out. We'll get it together. We did pick up new injectors. So they probably came with O-rings on them and everything we need to put them in. Got the big copper washer. You almost always see that with diesel injectors. There'll be a big copper washer. Because these puppies are not like a car. They have really high compression. Okay. Copper washer will go on the end down here. Okay. Sometimes these will be gnarled, so when they go on, they stick. These don't, so we'll put a little bit of grease on that to make them stick. Last thing I want is it to fall down that hole, get sideways, and then cause us problems. Okay, so where's this little tiny O-ring go? Maybe one of the old injectors will find out. Okay. So we have our copper washer, then we have this O-ring here, and apparently this little guy goes down here, which would be nothing more than just to keep water from getting in these threads. It's not going to do anything because that's a compression fitting there. That's going to seal the fuel off. So that's just to keep water from creeping up in there. So you can see here what I was talking about. That isn't gnarled, so it's just going to want to fall in. So we'll put a dab of grease right there. It'll be sticky enough to let it stay on there when we drop it in. These are beautiful. I'm digging it. Found these amongst all the parts, and I was like, man, what are those for? And then I remember these go right here in this little provision in the head. That one's missing. Uh-oh. Now look through that. Have to look through this. Here's some bags of stuff. I looked in the old heads. It's not in there. That's the way things go. I didn't take these things apart, but if I had taken them apart, there would probably be even more stuff missing. So, whatever. We're gonna get those other injectors in. Now these injectors, I do not tighten them down until I'm sure they're seated. A lot of times you can just give it a good push and it'll pop in. This one's not gonna do it because the Head's brand new, the O-ring's brand new, injector's new, so it's tight clearance. So we have a socket that fits over the top. I'll go ahead and start my bolt just to make sure everything's gonna be lined up. These can be pushed to one side or the other, so I try to center it between those valves. And we are not waylaying this thing. We don't want to cut an O-ring, but we do want it to seat. Hey, that's down. At this point, you can still wiggle it back and forth a little bit, get it exactly where you want it, and then torque them in. Easy as that. The reason I don't tighten that with the bolt is I would rather have pressure directly on the top of it. I'm always concerned that this little crab or fork, whatever you want to call it, is going to pull it to one side and then cut that O-ring. So we just avoid that if we can. If you're curious, these are the injectors we bought. Summit 240070 GM 6.6. I believe that they're stock injectors, stock size, stock horsepower. They're just rebuilt, so we don't have to worry about them smoking and causing problems. The injectors are one of those things that need to be right. They're precision. All right, well, I've ordered another one of those little buttons because I doubt I'm going to find it. We'll just keep going, see how far we can get. Trying to make YouTube over here.
Oh, sorry, Aaron. It's important stuff, too. He's like, quiet on my set, ladies.
Right.
Those injectors look beautiful.
Yep.
Dang. I got me one heck of an engine builder. Oh, he's so good.
I don't know how to work on this particular engine necessarily, but I know how to work on engines. Yeah, back on that one, that's got to wait till our part comes in. Get the rest of these torqued down. Just for funsies, I'm going to look and make sure it didn't fall down in this little screen. Oh, look at that. Go. Now we're in business. These little bridges have buttons on them. Make sure you get those back in place if they can come out. Yeah, they can come out. Yep. All right. Time to put the push tubes in. And these are push tubes, they're not push rods. They have a hole in them so they can oil. I'm just gonna make sure they're free. They are. Assembly lube. It's this stuff, adrenaline from Hot Shot Secret. It's very slippery stuff. When you get it on your fingers, you can't even hold on to anything, and it's thick, so it like sticks to it. So it should stay up in there long enough for us to get to the point where that oil pump is up and functioning and pumping oil through this thing. double check to make sure all the push tubes are in the correct place. We're going to torque it to 41 Newton meters. Sure doesn't feel tight enough. It's a little toy engine stuff. I'm used to trucks. There's a baby engine. It's almost time for a tune-up. Set the valves.
Man, that looks pretty.
Yeah. I'm going to set some valves. Now, if my research is right, all these valves set to 12 thousandths. Kind of weird for me. Normally, the exhaust valve's a little bit more open than the intake, but that's what they say, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not doing anything fancy here. What I'm going to do is when one valve is down, I'm going to set the other one because that's when it's going to be loose. You can see that one's pushing down, so this one's loose. So I'm going to go through it, rotate it over. When one's all the way fully compressed, I'll just set the other one right next to it. And we'll get through this and probably do it a couple times, make sure everything's right. And we can put valve covers on. I'm excited about that part.
We've got brushes. Do we need brushes? Probably. I think, okay, there's one up there that I didn't use.
Yeah, very good. That was the plan, right? That was the plan. Yeah.
Hey, the valve lash is set on this Duramax. We set it to 12 thousandths. Again, the way I did it was I got one valve all the way down and then set the one right next to it on the same cylinder. It's an easy way to do it. I know there's probably a whole process you can go through and everything, but every time that works. If one's down, the other one's gonna be rocking or loose. So that's the next step on that. I threw some paint on these, but they're still tacky, so I can't flip them over, put gaskets in them. So we're done with this for right now. We're excited with how it's turning out too. I've decided that I want to replace this oil pump. This little gear here goes on there, and the tension of the bolt is what holds it tight. If that backs off, you'll lose oil pressure, which I had happen on the LOY I used to own, and it trashed the crank when it did it. So I'm going to try to get this old oil pump off because I got a new one ordered. It is not wanting to come off. If I remember right, this just slides off. It's not pressed or anything. It's tough because I don't want to pry too hard on it because this little wheel is not super heavy duty metal. If that's easy to bend, you can see it flexes. And I don't see any place to put a puller in here. I do see something concerning. That gear is not lined up with what looks like the groove in the crank. Let me show you. So I need to get to this bolt right here. So my understanding is this gear and this little wheel just slides off. But when I look, see how it looks like that's where the groove should be and that's offset from it. That doesn't seem to make any sense. I think that keyway's broken off. These Duramaxes have little buttons in there instead of long keyways. I think that one's broken off, which has allowed it to shift a little bit, which is probably why it's tight on there. So I gotta try to get it knocked back in place and slide it off. I know they have a problem breaking those keyways off, but from what I understand, this engine was running fine and not causing problems. If that gets off and turns a little bit, it's not gonna start because that crank sensor is not gonna pick up correctly. It's gonna make it stop running. So maybe they thought they had bad injectors and that's what shut it down, but I don't know. I'm gonna dig into it, see what I can find. Hopefully I don't need a crankshaft. I'm just gonna see if this will shift back that way. Yep, it is. Okay, so it moves. There it goes. Keyway's broken off. Sheared off. You guys may know more than I do about these Duramaxes, but my assumption, this engine shut down because that keyway broke. So they thought they had a fuel problem or something like that, but the reason that they finally took this engine apart, they told me, was to refresh it. But yeah, apparently that's not the case. It must have broke that pin, truck wouldn't start. They tore it down thinking it was something simple. And they did say it had a lot of miles on it, so they were wanting to freshen it up. But now I've got to see what to do about that situation. Well, I'm so glad I've decided to change that oil pump. And it's just from my last experience of having one go bad that made me decide that. 'Cause otherwise, this thing would have never ran. Yep, there's the piece of the keyway right there. Keyway button, whatever you want to call it. The cam and the crank are still in time. You can see it right there. I know that there are companies that cut these cranks and put actual keyways in it, which is better, obviously, but I'm not sure I want to go through that. So I can see that button, it's still in place and it's not sheared off, which I can also verify because this cam is timed with the crank. Let's see if I can get you a shot of what I'm talking about. If I roll this back a little bit, that is going to be lined up. So our camshaft and our crankshaft are in time. I just got to deal with this. That is going to be a hardened pin, so getting that out is very difficult. I don't know if my drill bits will drill that or not. We'll see. I stand corrected. That is not a hardened pin. That is drilling very easily.
Can I borrow your impact?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just here drilling out a pin that was sheared on the crank
Oh
that
dear.
I accidentally found pulling the oil pump.
Oh my.
Okay, looks like we are centered. I'm gonna get a smaller drill bit. Okay, we're through the pin. See if we can get a screw in there and pull the rest out. Got it. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but that worked. Beautiful. Didn't tear it up at all. Now we're just waiting on a new pin to come in. So unfortunately, I think we're gonna end this episode here. Without that pin, I can't put the oil pump on. Without the oil pump, I can't put the pickup tube on, so I can't put the oil pan on, can't put the front cover on, so we're kind of stuck. We had a goal of trying to get this engine built and set in the boat for you guys this episode, but it's just not gonna work out. It's gonna be like 4 days till that pin comes in. So just so we can get an episode out to you guys, we're gonna drop it right here. Love all you, appreciate you watching. See you on the next one.